Hello everyone, I am King Mac, and I'd like to thank you all for watching this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger, along with some french fries and a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you all for watching, and here is our feature presentation of TTBurger Remastered game reviews on YouTube.
Boo! Boo! Were you scared? Well, I hope you were, because the Halloween season is still fresh upon us here. Here on my channel, I am Tony, and we're back with more TTBurger game reviews for the Halloween season here all month long of October and November, as we continue with more TTBurger Remastered game reviews here, episode 10 of my series, part 2 of 2 parts. And I apologize, I forgot to mention in the last part, and those of you who are new to the channel, what the remastered game reviews are. Well, I take old games I reviewed already and redo the reviews to the current style. That's why I call it remastered game review, and that's what we do there. Some people thought I was reviewing HD Remastered classes at that, but I don't own any of those. I think they're a waste of money and stuff like the Yakuza 1 stuff and everything. But we have another, some more Halloween action here, continuing the Dino Crisis Remastered game review that I have here. Like Capcom with Survival Horror and Shinji Mikami, Survival Horror game with dinosaurs. The Dino Crisis series is the final part. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported this channel for the last 7 years. The work together, this channel would not be as big as today, but this channel keeps growing bigger and bigger every day. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all. And before we can even get started with the final part of my Dino Crisis Remastered Series review, let's go and check on our friend Jackalberg via satellite here, my co-host here. Hey Jack, what's shaking bacon today?
Tony, my man, I am awesome today. Like a pumpkin on a few drinks with my wife. I am shaking bacon. Awesome, bro. What is up for today? I want more Regina action with dinosaurs.
Awesome, bro. Well, you want more dinosaurs. Well, we have more dinosaurs with survival horror action.
Booyah. I want more dinosaurs and Regina too. She's hot. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, of course, bro. Just be careful so your wife do not hear this.
She knows better than that, dude. LOL. Should we get started?
You're right, bro. We got started here with Dino Crisis 2, exclusively for the PlayStation, released on September 29th, 2000, 2000, whatever you want to call it. Let's get started here, shall we? Dino Crisis 2, it is a great game and a great sequel and worthy of the survival horror genre for the most part. But I will say that I do like this game, but Dino Crisis, the first game, was better. You see, the original Dino Crisis felt like a survival horror game where you had to think on your feet to survive, and here in Dino Crisis 2, they do that, but the game feels more action-like this time, and I personally understand why people like this game more. Me, I prefer the gameplay of the original Dino Crisis more, and the main character is not Regina here this time. Sure, you play through throughout half the game, or close to half of the game, but the game really focuses on the new male protagonist, Dylan Morton. You play as both characters throughout the game. They do not have a separate campaign. It switches just between the two characters automatically. This time for Dino Crisis 2, we see the events 1 year after Operation Dr. Kirk, where the third world energy experiment has taken over more and more, and the government not doing anything to deal with the situation. And because of this, an island, and a city, and a military facility have disappeared, and now there's a jungle full of dinosaurs that have taken its spot, and our heroes and other members are transported to a different time in the future. The game solely takes place in Edward City, which is like next to the island and stuff like that, but even that's been overrun by dinosaurs there. We then cut to May 10th, 2010, where we see the ship with our two main characters, Regina of S.O.R.T, aka Special Operation Raid Team, and Dylan Morton, a member of T.R.A.T, aka Tactical Reconnaissance Raiding and Acquisition Team. We then see our heroes in danger with dinosaurs around, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex is about to eat them until T.R.A.T member David Fox shoots the T-Rex with a bazooka, blinding it in its right eye, and it wants revenge, and then they escape and get separated, and Dylan and Regina go to part separate ways. While they're investigating the island for survivors and what caused the dinosaurs and more, Regina comes across these helmet people who do not speak, and one of them that falls about to fall off the bridge is saved by Regina, and she removes the helmet, and the person is a teenage girl with blonde hair who cannot speak, who just makes moans and stuff like that, like a toddler. We learn more about her and the other people down the line. After Regina frees Dylan after being trapped in a room where an alarm go off when he took a key and stuff like that, and with the wrong key, they go back to their ship and realize the problems are worse than they thought. The activator for the gate to get back to their own time is broken, they cannot return. And the engine is damaged too, they can't even move the ship. So Dylan's parts and gets a battery for the ship, and then they like go to other places like Edward City and more to find clues about what happened here to the people, and more on third energy, stuff like that, and more. And all I can say, the story is awesome, but the story feels a little too action-like. The first Dino Crisis had a feeling of survival horror, you're trying to survive against dinosaurs while looking for a crazed doctor in the process at an abandoned facility. Here you have to fight dinosaurs and rescue survivors and retrieve the data on third energy. Does not have much horror feel to it, is what I mean. For the presentation, the graphics are awesome, on par with the original Dino Crisis for the most part. The character models have a lot of detail to them, and they move very smoothly and lifelike, just like last time, where Regina and Dylan look the best. The dinosaurs, we have tons of them, more dinosaurs aside from velociraptors and such. We have Triceratops, which is my favorite dinosaur of all time, and Brachiosauruses, and seeing the variety in dinosaurs is what we need. The environments are pre-rendered once again, and they look awesome as well. The cutscenes are cool, even the CG ones too, although Regina's face looks different here in the CG cutscenes. Like in the first game she looked Asian-like, here she looks European, which isn't an issue, just that they just what the developers wanted to do. The weapon effects and the blood effects and explosions all look awesome too. The door scenes are here once again, and they say the name of the room that you're in a third-person camera and stuff. The only problem with the presentation is the uneven frame rate that slows down when there are too many enemies and explosions on the screen at the same time. The frame rate is not awful, but it shows when it bogs down. For sound, I really enjoyed, mainly the voice acting. Stephanie Morgenstern is better as Regina, and she is the bright spot of the cast. Gabriel Hogan voices Dylan Morton, and he is the weakest of the voice acting. He sounds too whiny, sounds like he's trying way too hard to sound like Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2. Same with Eric Hempsel, who voices David Falk. He is too hokey and over the top. Lisa Yamanaka voices the blonde girl who with the helmet and stuff like that, who barely speaks. An interesting note here is Lisa Yamanaka also voiced Sherry Burke in Resident Evil 2, and also voiced Wanda in the Canadian American children's science show, The Magic School Bus. The music I like, but Dino Crisis had better music. Last time we had horror music with some action in it and stuff. Here it just feels complete action with barely any horror to it. The save room theme is the same theme as last time, and I like it. The weapons sound awesome, and the grunts from the dinosaurs are also amazing here. The gameplay, I do like it, and it is enjoyable. It's just Dino Crisis did it better, and there's gonna be some negatives about it. This time, instead of minutes for horror, Dino Crisis feels more like an action game with weapons more variety like a flamethrower, a shockwave weapon, submachine guns, assault rifles, double Uzis, and rocket launchers and more. When you kill an enemy, you get a combo meter that adds points to your score, and these points can be used in save rooms with the computers that have the shop and the save feature, similar to the typewriters in Resident Evil and the storage boxes and stuff. You can buy health kits, resuscitations, along with increasing the cartridge of your weapons, giving you more ammo to hold, and you can refill your ammo too. You can also buy new weapons too, and just add variety there too, definitely. There are no puzzles to solve this time. Just shoot, 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 and shoot some more. There are some cool parts, like when Regina puts a diving suit on and goes underwater looking for a key item to advance the game. That is really cool. Just Regina talked in that underwater section. And one cool feature is some save rooms have double doors. Never been done before in a survival horror game. And you can run and shoot at the same time, which was definitely the first survival horror game who did this. Regina and Dylan both have melee weapons that allow access to exclusive areas for them. Dylan has a machete they can use to cut ivy off doors. Regina has a stun blade that can open electronic locks, and they can be upgraded at the shops and the save rooms. I had fun with Dino Crisis here, but we have some TTBurger negatives here that do not make the game as good as the first game. There is barely any survival horror elements. Most of the time it feels like an action shooter with fixed camera angles and tank controls. Sometimes you will be forced to fight swarms of enemies to get the points to buy certain items in the shop, which can get repetitive and annoying. Dylan is not a very likable character, and he is the character you play as the most. It would have been nice if Regina and Dylan had separate campaigns like how Leon and Claire did in Resident Evil 2, or like with the original Resident Evil, how Jill and Chris did. The game mostly takes place in daylight. That really hampers the horror elements to it. It very rarely takes place in that nighttime stuff. Rick, Gale, and Dr. Kirk are nowhere to be found. Only one ending this time that ends on a cliffhanger that will never be solved. Some of the enemies are brutal that make you waste a lot of ammunition. There are turret and vehicle segments in the game that are not much fun because the way they move and everything like that, it just isn't that much fun. There's a lot of backtracking to get certain items. Even if you miss a key item, you have to go all the way back, and some of these items are hard to miss. Like for example, there is this part early on where you find a key card in a waterfall. technically, you don't know about this the first time playing because you're gonna read a file that says that they dropped the item, the key and stuff that you need to go to Edward City. Thankfully, though, the second I play, you'll know where it is. But if you missed it, you gotta go all the way backtrack to the jungle and stuff and everything. And some of the items in the shop are expensive, and you probably won't be able to get them until the very end of the game. There are no puzzles to solve. Some of the voice acting is not very good and comes off as hammy. Dino Coliseum is like Operation Wipeout, but not as much fun, and there's not many unlockables this time, except for like concept art and like a gallery and stuff, and you can unlock Gale and Rick from Dino Crisis 1 to play in the Dino Coliseum. And those are the only complaints I have though about Dino Crisis 2. It's not a bad game. It's still a fun game, just Dino Crisis 1 did better. It would have been nice if we had separate campaigns for both Regina and Dylan. It would have been nice if the game focused more on Regina instead of Dylan and stuff like that, because Dylan's not as interesting of a character as Regina is and stuff. And the fact that the game ends on a cliffhanger we'll never see, thanks to what happened with Dino Crisis 3, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So final thoughts: if you enjoyed Dino Crisis 2 still can be fun. Just be warned, this will be a turnoff for many survival horror fans who are more fans of horror, not action. This game is a lot of action and not much survival horror. I give Dino Crisis 2 an 8 out of 10. It's still a great game, just not as great as the first game, but still, when it comes to Dino Crisis and Dino Crisis 2, I recommend both these games, because they're both fun games, just this game did it better. And this game, if people like action games, there should be fun here, but if you want some horror, play this one more. And that's pretty much it for my TTBurger Remastered review, episode 10 of the Dino Crisis games. Hey Jack, you still there? What did you think of Dino Crisis 2?
That sucks. Not much Regina. Dylan is not much fun either.
I know, Jack, I agree. At least it is still good enough to be considered a game.
That's true, Tony. So what about Dino Crisis 3 for the Xbox? What about that game? More Regina acting for sure.
Dino Crisis 3? Are you fucking kidding me? I know I just mentioned that I was gonna talk about it, but you gotta beat me to it here. I'm not covering that to the lard ass. That game has nothing to do with Dino Crisis franchise. No Regina, no Dylan, no Gale, no Dr. Kirk, no nothing. The game takes place in space, with space dinosaurs that shoot electricity and more, and the fact that this game was supposed to be on the PS2, but Capcom wanted to give the Xbox more popularity in Japan, so they canceled the PS2 version and the PC version as well.
No, Regina, how could you make Dino Crisis without her? Wow, Dino Crisis lost its edge, Tony. Good idea to end the series with you right here.
Well, dude, let me tell you something. There was a spin-off light gun game similar to Resident Evil Survivor and Resident Evil Dead called Dino Stalker. This spin-off had more to do with Dino Crisis, but Regina was not in it. Dylan and Paula is the blonde girl who does not talk much there, are in the game, but they barely get any screen time. Just mainly Dylan and it's just mainly Paula and this new main character named Mike, who was a veteran soldier in the Vietnam War. He gets transported to the future and stuff and everything.
So what's next on your agenda for Halloween? Will there be pumpkins in this game?
Well, you'll find out next episode, Jack. In the meantime, enjoy yourself with some hot cocoa and pumpkin pie and more.
You bet, Tony. See you next, pumpkin bro.
You too, bro. See you next time. That's pretty much it for this TTBurger Remastered game review. Stay tuned for more videos coming up all Halloween long, and hope you stay tuned to the Halloween spirit. There's more on the way. Take care, everybody. Peace out. This is Tony and Jackal Burger. Peace out.